engage in our new creation being in and through you. We welcome the angelic realms that are here to facilitate our engagement. And we just thank you for your presence, Jesus. Thank you for your presence. Just want you to breathe in. Just see Jesus in front of you and breathe in his presence. As you breathe in, see the frequency and the fragrance of who and what he is entangle with your new creation being. Jesus blowing his breath in you, and you breathe in his breath. As you breathe in his breath, every time you blow out, see the physical realm being pushed away. Your spirit man is being stretched and expanded. Spirit realm becoming real, the physical realm fading away. As Jesus is standing in front of you, he opens a door within his heart. And as he opens that portal in his heart, it starts to expand galaxies wide. And you step into that portal of his heart onto a pathway. That pathway leads into the intimacy garden. And as you step onto that pathway, your angel is with you, and you are walking, taking this path towards the intimacy garden. It's a bit of a journey. The purpose of the journey is that each step that you take, your spirit is being aligned to the environment of his heart.
Sorry, you're muted.
So as you walk in through the pathway into the garden, I want you to just keep on walking deeper into it. Soak up what you see in the garden, but this pathway takes you deep into a secluded area of the garden. It is beautiful. So just continue to walk deeper. As you walk deeper, feel your spirit that realms are opening up. Your spirit is becoming more sensitive, more tuned into. What I want you to see in front of you, the path leads to a waterfall, the most purest water that you can imagine. As the water runs through the rock of this mountain into a pool, the waterfall represents the Hebrew letter Mem. Mem means water, and it represents secrets, mysteries of the kingdom and our love relationship with Yahweh. Going to walk into the pool towards this waterfall. As you walk through the waterfall, you can feel the sprays of that water washing over you. Feel your face and your body move through that veil of water. As you move through, your fleshly body stays behind, and it is just your spirit body moving forward. So when you look at your body, all you see is color and frequency. When you've walked through the water, there is a whole new paradise on the other side of this waterfall. It is the most beautiful place that you can imagine. A hidden world of the garden of his heart. And I want you to just walk into this garden. And then take a minute and just soak up. And what do you see, hear, and experience in this garden? I want you to move towards the middle of this garden. And as you're positioned in the middle, notice the angels are a distance off from you, but hovering in a dome-like fashion around. It's an anticipation and a waiting. And Yahweh enters that special garden. And he starts to walk. You cannot see him yet. I want you to tune your ears in and your spirit to hearing his sound that he is releasing as he comes walking towards the middle of the garden where you are. He's not rushing, and it is quite a way to walk. So the purpose of the distance is so that you can tune into his sound, into his fragrance, into his vibration, and just listen to him as he walks through the garden towards the middle where you are. So what are you hearing? What does it sound like? What does it feel like? What does he smell like? As he's walking in the garden, there's great awe and fear of the Lord in the place. As Yahweh walks closer, take note of how your spirit is reacting as his presence comes closer, as his sound nears. As Yahweh comes closer, I want you to see him come around from a beautiful tree. And you see him. You're not just hearing the sound, you are seeing the sound. So when you look at him, as he slowly approaches you, focus on seeing his sound, what his spirit looks like, how it vibrates, and the colors it emits, the sound being released from him. Jesus, Yahweh, is coming closer to you and standing right in front of you. I want you to move your spirit body that it touches his spirit body. Be aware of the electricity that you can feel. So the same way a big magnet will attract all the different particles that are magnetized. His spirit starts to draw your spirit into his. But in that process, an alignment is taking place. So your spirit is starting to vibrate to his sound. As your spirit starts to vibrate, it is aligning your spirit man into its complete original design. I know that can be difficult to imagine, but I just want you to do the activation of engaging with his sound and allow that sound and the frequency of his spirit activate the vibration in yours, aligning and synchronizing the sound in your spirit to his. You should feel your spirit completely intoxicated with his sound. It's like that wine house just takes over. Just continue to go through the process of his sound, igniting that vibration and tuning and aligning your spirit. During this process, it's like a melting. You are melting into his spirit. Continue to be aware of the sound and the frequency, your vibration. Note also that there's a shaking off. So that which doesn't belong there can be fear, rejection. See those things being separated from your spirit. I want you to see yourself completely sucked into his spirit. So your sound is his sound. His vibration is your vibration. So his sound has created the perfect vibration. Your vibration is releasing his sound. And that you're completely lost in his spirit. In that place, Yahweh starts to release your original sound that you have in him before creation. So as you are stepped into his spirit, allow him to release the sound that he has within his heart, the frequency of his heart to be released within yours. So there's a complete entanglement happening from your heart to his, your spirit to his, and he starts to transfuse that sound into your spirit, man, like a blood transfusion. As it is transfused into you, breathe it in, and as you breathe it out, see it attached to your DNA. So with every sound that is being departed into you, or translated into you, you breathe it in, and as you breathe it out, see those notes stick to your DNA. And you just keep on breathing it in. Note a vibration that's released in your spirit as your spirit responds to the new frequency. Let's give you another minute to engage the process. Okay, your spirit was encoded with a new sound for your new scroll and mandate. What I want you to do is I want you to go and to breathe, to release through your breath that sound into your environment. You can choose where you want to do that. You can go and release it at home or in your workplace, or maybe just something specific that you're busy with, a project. But that new sound will bring about and release a new vibration that will bring creation in alignment with your scroll and destiny. So take a moment where you want to do this. And then I want you to go to that place. I want you to picture it in front of you. Take a deep breath and you release through your breath the sound. When you release that sound, see the environment being quickened by your frequency and see it start vibrating. And as your environment is vibrating, it is vibrating because it aligns with the sound and frequency that you are releasing, which is in alignment with Yahweh's sound. The purpose of it is that you want the environment to line up to your scroll and destiny for fulfillment, resonance. And you can speak it out, you can name the situation, you can call it to attention. anything that you need to be receptive to you, you breathe your sound over it. Give you another 2 minutes. Now, just as your spirit is in complete alignment and resonance with the Spirit of Yahweh, I want you to picture all those things that you breathed out over or released your sound, that each one of those environments or circumstances are positioned within your spirit. So it's like puzzle pieces in your spirit, man, coming into complete alignment with your sound. As they are positioned in your spirit, breathe in deeply and out through your mouth. Breathe in deep through your nose and out through your mouth. As you breathe, see each one of those environments or circumstances disappear into your spirit. They become one with you. Complete alignment, complete resonance. You are in that garden with Yahweh. You're not going to leave there. As you're in the middle of that garden, I want you to see where you are sitting unfolds in the middle of the garden, and you open your eyes. I want you to know that this exercise is very powerful in bringing alignment in circumstances. Whether you are struggling in an environment or you're in a workplace where you experience resistance, remember, you are a son of God. God has placed you in an environment to bring about kingdom purposes. So this exercise of releasing, because scripture says that creation waits for the revelation of the sons of God. You reveal the sound of Yahweh. So when you go into the environment and you release that sound, the environment picks up your sound and starts to vibrate. When it vibrates, it comes into alignment with your spirit so that your destiny and call can be fulfilled within that environment, your workplace, relationships, or whatever it is. Cool bananas, as bananas are always cool. If you would like to share. So what I thought, someone suggested an example, or I think it was Deanne, is that first to give an opportunity for people who would like to share, don't mind being on YouTube, because the clip goes up onto YouTube. And then I'll give a moment and then we'll stop the recording if you would like to share and not be on YouTube. So don't everybody be silent now because you don't want to be on YouTube, because just so you know that I often get feedback from people that watch the YouTube clips, and part of what blesses them is your feedback, because it confirms what they experience, and it builds their faith. So, okay, let's hear some feedback of your engagement.
I'll share.
Thank you, Dorrit.
Wow, this was very powerful. And this is for us the beginning of the school year. And this was definitely very appropriate there as well. I started out with, when I was walking down the pathway with Jesus, I was actually going down a path that I had seen during worship as I was listening to the service on last Sunday. But then he said, I don't want you to be walking. I am going to carry you because you need to learn to rest. And I have a tendency to run and do lots of things and go from one thing to the other. And so he's like, no, I want you to rest and know that I am accomplishing this. And so at that point, he just had me focus on rest rather than on what was going on around me. But I did see a tropical garden with huge red flowers, and then I sensed Father coming and joining us already along the way. And he added purple flowers behind the red ones. That was really beautiful. As we came to the waterfall, it was like a magnet to me. Immediately, it's like, I want to get underneath that thing. And it was wonderful as I got underneath it and got rid of the physical body and just the spiritual body. I just saw these translucent colors, and it reminded me of one of my flags. Actually, so okay, that flag got a new meaning, and this was fun. And so, but then he took me to the other side, and that was interesting because it was so bright. Like where the tropical garden had been a bit more in a darker green colors, this was so bright. It's like I can't even see this. And at first I thought it was Father who picked me up, but then I realized after that it was actually an angel who helped me to open my eyes further to be able to accomplish, to be able to see the light and to see the things in the light. And then I realized it was so bright because of all the angels that were around us there. But then when Yahweh was coming close, I felt his greatness. I just fell on my knees. I smelled cinnamon. It was a real sense of wonder and awe, and at the same time, like this deep sense of like, this is why I was created. And so I was, at the same time, I was reverence and expectation of like, nothing else really matters except this, except being in him and with him. And before I heard the sounds clearly, I first saw the colors. I saw dark greens and light greens, dark blues and light blues, and it was kind of like a waves of color coming. And I saw how the colors in my spirit started vibrating with his colors and started coming in the same patterns. And then I heard the sounds more clearly and started also aligning myself with those. When we came to the place of releasing the frequency, I released it in most of the places where I have an influence, dance classes I teach, my office, my math classes, the church where I minister, but also in my family. My dad is dealing with stuff that he is going to get through. But I just really sensed to release that sound also in his bedroom. And it was interesting how there were different levels, like high and low frequencies that were needed for the different places. And I think I'm going to need to spend some more time there to really explore that further. Thank you.
Yeah. Wonderful. Thank you, Dorette. Amazing engagement. Is there anybody else that would like to say? Go for it, Norma.
I just, this was a profound time with the Lord, and I just, he took me on quite a journey where, in this garden of intimacy, it was just, this profound, almost like this profound melding of us, even before you had us, coming to the waterfall and all of that. But just the profound love and closeness and intimacy. But then when the being infused with Yahweh's sound and frequency, I just saw so many beautiful colors and in waves. But even before that, when it first started happening, it was like these explosions, like the 4th of July fireworks, but they didn't die out. It was like it just accelerated then into these waves that just, then it went into, it was like we were in a vortex, and I just kept shaking. And then you said, and things are shaking off of you, like fear and, some other things, unworthiness. And it was like, wow, I really felt those things just being dealt with by the Lord's power. I mean, and the sounds. I mean, I'm a musician. And just yesterday, I said to my husband, we were on the front porch, I said, what is that horrible sound? It was and we get this in our area. I don't know if you guys do, where these people with souped up cars have their radio up with a speaker system so loud that all you can hear is I guess it's the bass, and it's the woofer, and it's like, woo, 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 woo. But it wasn't any tonality. It was just like unsettling. But the sound of Yahweh is just so yummy and settling. And then he took me back into these memories of where I was in that place before in childhood during, challenging times, but even in school, where I was in this frequency with him and engaging with him. And I would get criticized or ridiculed for Earth to Norma, wake up, but I would be in the realm with Yahweh. So it was like it was so beautiful that, he reminded me of our special places, this garden of intimacy that we've already been there a lot. And I just want to thank you it was very healing for me to kind of have that all tied together. So thank you.
Great. Thank you, Norma. Thank you for sharing. Anybody else that likes to share?